What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this podversation. And in all honesty, these two people, in my opinion, are extremely dark. I've never listened to any of their content. I have only heard about them, and I have heard clips from their shows when other people have talked about things with regards to some of the, I would say, very misogynistic, very chauvinistic, and very just downright degrading and disrespectful content that they have talked about and shared on their extremely overly monetized platform, right? But it's about these dudes that call themselves the Fresh and Fit podcast. And to be honest with you, when I heard the name the first time, it was like, Fresh and Fit, what the F does that even mean? And just looking at the two people, I didn't get fresh and fit from the two characters that are the hosts of that platform, if you get my drift. But anyway, in the way that I like to do things on my platform, where I definitely don't like to talk about things for a very long time, I just want to get into it. I'm going to play this commentary that they shared with regards to the announcement that they shared on their platform about how they're going to need all of those people who have been supporting them by listening to their content. Of course, I'm sure they got super chats and probably had some losers send them cash apps or things like that. But definitely these people were not paying their bills. YouTube was paying their bills because YouTube was definitely cutting them a very, very large check on a consistent basis. And that's how they were able to continue to do things that they were doing. But now they're pretty much begging for people to cash app and support them and listen to them on Rumble and other places because YouTube has demonetized them. I'm going to play what they had to say about this, and then I'm going to continue with my commentary and talk about why I really believe that this happened to them.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Fit Podcast, man. We got a very important announcement for you guys. Let's get into the show. Let's go. All right, and we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh and Fit Podcast, man. As you guys know, we had a show scheduled earlier with Psych Hacks, but we had to cancel because we got some really, sucky news.
Crazy news.
Yeah, crazy news, real talk.
Yeah.
Right now, we're live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. And guys, I mean,
is this the end, bro? Because we got some bad news, man. When I heard that, I was shocked because, we love YouTube, man.
Yeah.
We love streaming.
Yeah.
And at this point, I feel like our whole lives are revolved around streaming and, adding value to people online. It's just like, it won't be the same, bro.
Yeah.
What we heard.
In 2020, guys, as you guys know, I was working for the government, right? I was a special agent of Homeland Security. He worked for, Wix, we'll just call it.
Yeah.
Right?
Wix.com, yeah.
And, he was a tech support. I was arresting bad guys, etc. We started this podcast. We did our first episode on October 26th, 2020. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, Chris was there. The apartment was all empty and shit. And, and we had our first podcast. If you guys go back and watch it, the thing was all zooming in and out and everything else like that. And it was all messed up.
It was like we're at a host club.
Yeah.
In and out.
Yeah. It was literally, yeah. But we got it figured out. We got the lighting fixed and, we continued to improve. Fresh landed some really good guests early on and continues to get us a great guest. And
we made hours of content in the streets. TikTok, Patreon.
Yeah.
Many nights, 3 a.m, 4 a.m. Chris was there too.
While working jobs.
And then
And then I'll never forget, I get an email November, 14th. Internal Affairs. Hey, we need you to come in for an interview. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go, right? And I'm working at the government. I'm sitting at my desk, writing up a report, and I see this email. And this is 2020 November. And I go, I let my supervisor know, hey, I got to go up to, the Internal Affairs office, right? Because it's not at the same building as us. And, I go over there and they take my phone. And I'm like, what the hell? What's going on here? And then, and then they're like, they didn't want to tell me, but they're like, hey, we're part of an internal investigation. Next day I meet up with the special agent in charge, and they tell me, hey, it has to do with your YouTube. And right there it clicked. I was like, wait, hold on. Okay. They probably think that I'm recording videos on my phone. That's what it is, which it was a fucking iPhone 6 or 7. It was a piece of shit. And what ended up happening is I had to make a really tough decision that month. I remember going back and forth, trying to negotiate, trying to figure out what we're going to do. And, they're like, no, you have to pick one. You have to either, you're going to be a YouTuber or you can be a special agent of Homeland, but you're not going to do both. And I had to make that decision. I remember you were there. Yeah. We had Andrew here. And I was like, well, we got people working for us now. There's people that depend on us. You had to pretty much quit your gig. So I was like, all right, I'm going to resign.
I'm going to pause it right there. So he says that he was working for the government, and I guess he said Department of Homeland Security. Listen, I don't believe the Department of Homeland Security cares if you have a podcast on the side, but I do believe they care about the content that you are talking about. And so that was already a strike right there. That was already a warning. And he decided to quit versus being fired, which is probably stupid on his behalf, because if he was fired, then he probably could have collected unemployment. That would have been a little bit of extra money. But I don't think that he was even thinking in that way, because it probably was like, well, I'm making good money doing what I'm doing on YouTube, so who cares? I'm just going to move on. But the thing that I think a lot of people fail to remember, and it's not just these losers, but it's anyone that does YouTube. There have been so many people that have had their channels snatched by YouTube that didn't do anything wrong, didn't share any content that would be seen as disparaging or misogynistic or threatening or anything like that. YouTube owns the platform and they can do whatever they want to do at any time. I do this as a hobby. This is not my job, so I'm a business owner. This is not what I do for a living. But there are a lot of people who do this, and this is their bread and butter. This is what they depend on. So for the type of stuff that they were talking about, that should have been a fair warning for them back then. But a lot of times people get the overinflated egos and the big heads about themselves, and they don't really remember, or they don't think about those things when they are riding high on the wave of popularity and making the money and thinking that it's always going to be that way. But that was their warning back then. They grew pretty fast because, unfortunately, there are a lot of people like them that do feel like they're living vicariously through these people that are sharing these views and these messages across social media. But there are higher ups that can really put a stop to that and put an end to it whenever they feel they're ready to do so. So I just wanted to talk about that really quick, because it wasn't so much that he just decided, well, since they've confronted me about this, I'm just going to go ahead and let that job go. It was because things were going good on this end, but they didn't stop him from doing what he was doing, or confront him about it, I should say, from doing what he was doing, because they just didn't want him having a hobby or something on the side. It was because of the type of content that they were discussing.
And I walked in December 5th, turned in all my stuff, and I walked away from the U.S. government. It was a good, six-figure job. It was stable. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. You guys know on my Fed Reacts, you guys see how I talk when I'm talking on that channel. And and I tell you guys that story to tell you that I haven't felt like that since today. And it sucks, guys. It really does suck. Fortunately, we made some moves, etc. And we kind of knew that the type of content that we make, for us to be able to give you this content, we have to.
It comes at a cost.
It comes at a cost, dude.
And it won't be here forever.
Yeah. And Fresh always said this, enjoy us while you can.
Yeah. They thought we was capping, man.
Yeah.
They thought it was a joke.
And we made moves on the side knowing that this could potentially happen. And guys, the channel has been kicked off the YouTube partner program. Just keep it straight with
If you
y'all.
look right now, you can't even super chat or
you can't even super chat right now.
Yep. So this is the beginning of the end of this era.
So we are trolling chat. So
yeah. So you literally can't. Yeah, man. So it's so basically we're gonna figure out what's going on because we don't even really know all the details. We're working with YouTube to try to come to a middle ground and work together and figure this out. But for now,
we don't even know why.
We don't know the specific reason.
But we don't, in any form or fashion,
Chris,
hate YouTube or want to go at them. We're just saying, you know what? We wish we knew the reason why, but we respect, for them to use the platform and keeping us here for a while. And we appreciate it.
Yeah. But, and the thing is that you guys know, right, on this pod, we push the edge, right? We push the envelope where we're not going to lie about that. Like, we give you guys the real deal when it comes to getting in shape, when it comes to
money, girls,
dating. Improving yourself, etc. And unfortunately, to be able to give people real advice that they can take in real life and apply to the real world, you have to have uncomfortable conversations about uncomfortable topics in uncomfortable times. Guys, it's about to be an election year. You know what I mean? We're talking about certain points, and we've brought up certain points that might not be politically correct, right? That might not necessarily align with everyone's viewpoints, right? And we've worked really hard to bring people on that have different viewpoints, right? Some of them very controversial, some of them that may or may not be politically correct. And that's unfortunately the risk that you take when you make the kind of content that we do.
Even other platforms, look at Rumble. They're taking a huge beating on the stock market.
Yeah.
I mean, they're up.
Despite having one of the best years for revenue and for views and everything. And
so this comes at a cost no matter who you are. Company, individual, creator.
Yep.
And a lot of you guys want to be aspiring or be creators as well. And I respect that. But just know at a certain level, it will cost you a price you got to pay. And I think me and Myron understand this. And we were saying, you know what? At some point, we're going to have to deal with this price. And today's the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And my thing is, guys, more than ever, real talk, more than ever, I know a lot of you guys send me messages, and trust me, I look at them. I really do look at them. And as a matter of fact, I save them too, because I sent some of them to Fresh today.
Yeah.
When you guys send me your DMs and say, yo, you saved my life. Yo, you sent me a picture of your credit score. Yo, my girl is making sandwiches now, or whatever it is, right? That really means a lot to us, right? We've helped a lot of you guys from killing yourselves, from injuring yourself, from making a really bad decision or doing something that you can't necessarily take back. What I'm asking you guys is, just like we've saved you guys, we need you guys to save us. We need you guys to support us on Rumble, because that's the last bastion of free speech at this point.
Yeah.
Rumble.com/freshandfit, guys. Like, you need to go on there right now, follow the channel, subscribe. It's $5 a month, because if you guys want us to keep making this content, that's what it's going to be. And we've worked really hard to try to
keep it free
as long as possible, man.
On YouTube,
accessible. You guys know this. We don't sit here and pitch courses to y'all every month. We're not always, trying to take money from y'all. When you guys super chat, it's just it's you guys showing support to the show. It engages the show, and we for real. If we've impacted your life and we've saved it, we need you guys to save us now.
I got to call a name, too, from the very beginning. Blatt Lemur. He saw the show, appreciated the show. He donated a big amount for cameras. And I think most cameras are here named after him because he donated a lot of money for support and appreciation. And we don't ask for much, guys. We just ask for your support. And right now, it needs to be on Rumble. That's where we're going to be, and they have our back. At this point,
we don't know what could happen with YouTube.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's really out of our hands. And, yeah, I mean, we're going to work with them, right? We're going to be diplomatic and, do what we got to do.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for y'all to get the content that y'all want
from us,
the way that it needs to be said, we're going to have to do everything on Rumble. We'll still be posting on YouTube, right, to a degree, right? Completely free as usual. But guys, it's expensive to run this. I mean, I really hate to even have this conversation with y'all, but we have a staff of like 20 people.
Being
100% transparent with y'all.
We make it look easy, guys, but like we have people that work for us that legit have a need and depend on us.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for this current platform right now, they wouldn't eat. Neither their kids. So it's kind of like,
especially Mo.
Well, then it could be eating for a while. But the point is that like right now, guys, like we're being genuine here and telling you, look, listen, we need your help. And if ever before you appreciate the content, you gain value from getting your credit score up, getting a girlfriend or wife, or even getting money from Money Mondays, guys, like we need the help today.
Yeah,
on Rumble.
We really do. We really do. Because, and I hate to even say this, man, because it's like we prided ourselves on like, yo, we're just gonna show up every week. We're gonna give y'all 6 shows completely free. You don't have to send in a super chat if you don't want to. Just watch the content. Will be cool. But I don't know what it is.
And we've made investments ourselves as well.
Yeah.
Real estate as well as other businesses. So we are on some level stable.
Yeah.
But to keep this running,
to keep this
high
running
quality,
at this level,
the guests and what we spend to even get people out here, it's a lot. And people that work for us. So
yeah. The reason why, guys, we're able to continue updating equipment, right? Like, I know y'all made jokes about the internet, whatever. We get stuff fixed quick like that because we made investments into the equipment. Guys, I have backup microphones. I have backup mixers. I have backup equipment that is really expensive, right? But I had that there for the show. Like, y'all see me, I wear the same clothes. You guys make fun of me. Myron, you wear the same stuff. You got no drip, blah, blah, blah. I do it because I'm like, yo, the only thing that matters is the pod. Like, I don't care about me looking good and being flashy and all that stuff. And Fresh was like, nah, I don't care about it either. Like, he gave up all his cars pretty much, watches, all that stuff, because we're like, bro, we need to be all in with the podcast. We need to invest in the podcast. And we invested more in recruiting, getting Chris the resources he needs, because we have like a whole operation with like getting girls on the show. Guys, it's extremely difficult. How many people have you seen try to do what we do with bringing girls on and absolutely fail and quit? We've been doing it consistently for 3 years, guys, and that eats up so much money, so much time, so much resources. But we said, you know what? We're going to continue to invest in it because you guys want the content. We're not going to quit. We're going to keep giving you guys what you guys wanted from the beginning.
And especially with our reputation, guys, it is not easy getting guests for the show or girls, just so you know.
Yeah.
It looks easy because we do it every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but it's not easy for Chris, for us. So understand your support.
That's why Chris is so fat right now and alcoholic. I mean, if I'm going to keep it all the way 1,000 with y'all, like if I'm going to be all the way, like a big reason why we don't like shit on Chris so much, even though we should, right? For his drinking and shit. Like, bro, he has a stressful ass job.
Yeah.
Like, he really has a stressful ass job. All these other channels are trying to do what Chris is doing.
Yeah.
And they can't do it.
Right.
And the only reason we're able to do it is because we invest in it. We believe in Chris. Chris has a whole team underneath him.
Shit. I mean, we did a show on Wednesday to show appreciation for Chris.
Yeah.
Because all the work he puts in.
Yeah. So, guys, I'm not saying this to be like, oh my God, feel sorry for us. But it's like, for us to run the show at this level, right, where we are competing with some of the top podcasts in the world that are heavily funded, have sponsors, etc. We don't have sponsors like that, guys. Because look at the content that we make. We're bringing on really controversial guests, talking about really controversial topics. Guys, we had a debate on a certain topic that I won't even go into that other people would never touch.
Yeah.
Who else is doing that? Giving you guys consistent value, etc. And when I stand on this, when I truly say we have saved more lives and saved more men's and impacted more men's lives than any other podcast on any platform.
And it shows.
I can concretely say that thanks to you guys.
And it shows wherever we go. Fresh and Fit, you guys saved my life. Yo, you changed my entire life. I'm now happy because I was so depressed. It's just like, wherever we go, Dubai, Canada, UK, even here in Miami,
Romania,
wherever we go, man.
People,
I was in Jamaica, bro, for an event. People came up to me.
Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, man. So, like, again, this is kind of what it is. Like I said before, we pride ourselves on like not charging out, and we're still not going to tell you guys like, oh yeah, you have to blah blah blah. But if you can, right, subscribe on Rumble, guys. It's $5, man.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
Actually, Chris,
locals is $20.
Show you guys as well.
Yeah, we'll show you how to do it. We'll show screen.
But to show even more, we're going to be moving the studio to a bigger, better location as well with your support.
I wasn't even going to tell y'all that. I was going to surprise you guys. But yeah, guys, we man, we're going to be all the way transparent.
Yeah. See, okay, someone already joined already. Sam World Z47. So is that so you need to open up the Fresh and Fit Rumble account and then go to subscribe at the very bottom right. So the chat has to be open and the live chat as well.
You know what, man? I'm just gonna say it, guys. We're gonna get attacked on all angles. I've been like, whether it's the press writing articles on us, videos getting taken down that other channels are not getting taken down, and it's the same exact content or whatever it may be. Rumble getting hit, right, for free speech. Video, like, just get strikes, whatever it may be. Guys, it's got to the point now where even where we shoot the location doesn't want us to stay here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to fucking have to say that shit. I really didn't want to have to admit that. I wanted to just move the studio, surprise you guys. Yo, new studio. It's lit, right? But, dude, there is a matrix, man. Like, I mean, we've talked about this with Andrew at length. Like, people don't want you guys to get this message, dude.
Even Rumble's under attack too,
bro.
For everybody.
Yeah, they're trying to shut Rumble down.
I think at some point there was free speech where it was like, okay, you know what? Say what you got to say. We won't crucify you. But nowadays, free speech is kind of like, is it even a thing? I mean, not really.
I'm going to pause it right there because it's a little bit boring. I'm just going to play it. But, you know, this is why this duo, in my personal opinion, they will never be what they were. And things, even though people will probably go over to that other platform and subscribe to them over there, it'll never be what it was. And eventually it'll fizzle out and go bye-bye. Because people with these massive egos like this, they don't get when what is happening to them, it's not necessarily happening to them. It's in response to what they have been saying and doing. And it's tragic to me when people like this want to talk about free speech. Just because the speech may be free doesn't mean that it's not going to have a cost. I'm going to say that again. Just because the speech may be free does not mean that it will not eventually have a cost. And you can't continue to operate in such a negative way. I don't care how many funky and fat niggas, let's just be honest, who claim that listening to their content helped them to get a girlfriend or get a wife, or their wives started making ham sandwiches for them, which I feel is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, I never listened to any of their content before, so it's just kind of funny to me because I did listen to some of a Clubhouse room on Saturday where they were talking about this duo and how their platform has been demonetized. I guess they have several YouTube channels and all of them have been demonetized. They could claim they were doing all of this stuff, saying everything that they were doing it for them, those people that listen to them, and they were doing it for free. But no, you were doing it for the money. They may have started out doing it thinking, you know, oh, this is fun, but they knew that the goal eventually was to make a lot of money. And from what was said, or alleged, I should say, they would make between $50,000 to $100,000 every time they would do a live stream, based off of the views and the YouTube monetization partner program that they were a part of, that they have now been kicked off of. And so that's what's hurting them. It's not about free speech being attacked, because I'm saying it for the third time, and then I'm going to continue with what they were saying. Just because the speech may be free does not mean that it will not eventually have a cost.
And, you know, and I've already put I've already put a considerable amount of my money into this new studio for you guys. I already put it in. I'm like all in. You know what I mean? And it's okay. I'm never gonna say, well, I'm doing this, blah blah blah, and I hate doing this. I love doing this. I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say I didn't love doing this. I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
Right there, he got up. That's the funky one. He got up, took his headphones off to walk away from the desk because I guess he needed to shed a few tears. But it's just bullshit, because for him to say saving kids was great, but saving you guys was greater. Saving who? Saving what? Making the amount of money that he was making, being misogynistic and being just an overall jackass and a-hole was what was greater for him. It wasn't about saving anybody's lives, because trust and believe. And listen, guys, and this is why it's comical to me, but I see things in a greater way, because I know that all of this stuff, it is spiritual. There really is a lot of spiritual warfare going on. I don't hang out in a lot of spaces where they talk about stuff like this. And even on the other side, where a lot of women are talking about in response to the men with this type of content, because there really is a large spiritual warfare happening right now when it comes to relationships. I'm not going to dive too deep into that, but I've never been a single mother, but I can definitely speak as a woman to say, especially African American woman, when these men talk about things like these chicks need to close their legs and stop sleeping around and stop having all of these babies. But it takes a man to get a woman pregnant. A woman can have a baby, or multiples if they have twins or triplets or quads or whatever. They can have a baby or multiples every 9 months. But a man, I'll say a male can get a female pregnant multiple times in one day. So that woman may be able to have one baby in 9 months. That guy could have 9 babies in 9 months. If it were not for men not taking the lead and doing the things that they're supposed to do, or not doing the things that they're not supposed to do, I'm not saying that there are not problematic females. Of course there are. But it just really amazes me when I hear these types of people talk about females in such a negative way, when if they want to be the head of the household or the leaders or whatever, you have to lead by example, no matter what it is. Leaders have to lead by example. So could it be if females, especially Black females, African American females, if they are in such a horrible state, could it be because the so-called leaders of the community were not doing what they were supposed to be doing? Hearing that bullcrap about women, they wanted to have food stamps and government assistance over men, so they kicked men out of the house so that they could get government assistance, is such a freaking lie. It's not true. It's not true. So again, I've never been a single mother, and I've been married for going on 25 years to a really great African American man. I don't put my relationship on Front Street, and I don't do all of that stuff on social media, but most men that really are great men and are responsible men, they don't listen to content like this. So unfortunately, what that speaks to me is that there really are a lot of losers that they relate with each other and they want someone to live vicariously through that can just get out there and spew this type of hateful content for almost everyone to be able to listen to that has two ears. So for him to get up and shed a tear talking about the job that he did at Homeland Security was cool. But him being able to spew, like they made a joke about it in the beginning when they were talking about being demonetized by YouTube, and they called misogyny misogyny or something like that. Like they were trying to make fun of the word. But I'm going to get into why I believe they were really demonetized. But I'm going to continue to play the rest of what they had to say.
Yeah, man, this is tough, bro. Because we put our lives into this, you know. We didn't miss a day, honestly. It's tough. We gave up so much to give you guys value. So, yep. It's current status. But yeah, Chris, how you feeling, bro?
I mean, it's tough, guys. Because at the end of the day, you guys have been with us from the beginning, from the start. The merch gang, the chat, the mods. You guys know the work we put in, the effort, the hours. You guys see me, you know, me, Myron, and Freshmo, putting the work. Shout out to the mods. Shout out to the chat. You know, shout out to people that actually tune in every day. I see you guys. And it's just one of those things, man. We put in, you know, the energy, time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears. You guys saw our journey from the start to finish. When we first broke 100 live viewers on stream, I still remember the day when I was like, "Yo, we got 100 live viewers. This is lit." I saw the post, and I still remember the day, the feeling, and it's just tough. That's why I continue to work my ass off on getting high quality girls on the show. You know, even though some days I don't feel like dealing with these 304s, I still do it. You know, I get upset when we don't have shows. We have to cancel shows because I know you guys look forward to, you know, hey, you know, Chris, I'm driving home from work. You know, I can't wait to see after hours. As soon as I cancel after hours, you guys are like, yo, what's going on? So I get that, you know, what the show means to a lot of you guys. And yeah, I mean,
and not only that, but like, imagine giving up your entire life to support people that you care about, even at the detriment of you losing your job, you having social life, you actually being present at vacations or outside environments. And you say, you know what? Nah, screw all that. We care about you guys over our feelings, how we feel at the moment, and we won't miss a show for you guys. Look at Myron, bro. Like, Myron, I mean, shit. I put in work, but Myron goes extra mile just to give you guys, like, a piece of his soul, bro. Like this guy, like, legit, dedicated his life, left his career to be with you guys. And for anyone saying that this is fake, this is not fake at all. This is genuine. Generally how we feel about, you know, what's happening, and like all the work that we put into this. It's been like 3 years, and you know, it's not easy because we gave up a lot, and you know, we made a lot of impact too as well to people, but it came at a cost. And I can't say on camera everything that happened behind the scenes, but if you guys really understood what we gave up to keep doing this, when you say El Chris, El Mo, El Myron, whatever, like, you understand, at the very beginning, we were going through some terrible things. Death threats, people coming at our doorstep. Like, you have no idea what we went through to keep this going. And then to be not told why we're being taken off the platform like that on the program is kind of crazy, because put in a lot of work, man. So I just mean, thanks for your support, man. That's it.
Sorry, I got something in my eye. Yeah, I mean, guys, I mean, yeah, we're human. And it just sucks when something that you worked so hard to build up, they're just... And here's the thing. It's not about the money, man.
Yeah.
It really isn't about the money.
The lies you tell. It is about the money. Trust and believe everything that they are talking about, it is about the money. So just be honest. Let the people know how much you're losing out. Not saying these people are going to be able to support them in that way, because they're not. And that's why I don't believe that things will ever be the same for them when it comes to what they were getting versus what it's going to be looking like. But listen, I know that there are a lot of people cheering right now, especially Black women, that they got demonetized on YouTube. But I want to share something. And this is from Media Matters. And it says, right-wing dating podcast Fresh and Fit embraces Holocaust denial. So the story is a misogynistic podcast that describes itself as the #1 men's podcast in the world, hosted white supremacist Nick Fuentes for multiple hours-long streams during which he denied the Holocaust. The Fresh and Fit podcast is a central platform of the, quote, manosphere, and describes itself as covering females, fitness, and finances. The host, Why Women Deserve Less author, which is so funny to me, Why Women Deserve Less, F you. But anyway, myrongaines, let me guess, he's single, right? And dating and lifestyle coach Walter Weekes regularly spew misogynistic and anti-LGBTQ rhetoric and demean a panel of young women who appear on the show's after-hours streams. So he's using a bunch of bobblehead chicks that decide to go on the podcast for whatever reason. I don't know what they're promising these chicks for coming on there, but whatever. Bobbleheads. Anyway, but during streams on July 7th and 10th, which went past midnight into July 11th, the show pivoted to full-blown Holocaust denial and extreme anti-Semitism. These themes were acknowledged in the title of the streams, with one called Nick Fuentes, Destiny Sneakle, and John Zerka Debate the JQ, and the other Holocaust debate prompts matrix to end show. The JQ, or the Jewish question, is an anti-Semitic framework that post the Jewish diaspora is a problem that needed to be solved. It provided a pretext for the Nazi government to undermine the freedoms of Jewish Germans, according to the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum. So, listen, like I said, I know a lot of Black women are cheering and celebrating that this happened to them, but had it not been for that, I don't believe that this demonetization would have happened. Now, I'm not saying that it never would have happened at all. It's possible that it could have happened, but would it have stayed that way? Or could they just do like something like the guy, what's his name? Tommy Sotomayor, where he had so many different YouTube channels that would get snatched, taken, canceled, demonetized, whatever. And he would just come back and create more YouTube channels. I don't know if he's still around, but I just remember hearing about him and basically, I guess, the same type of commentary where he was just being so negative and demeaning to African American women. But it's so like poetic justice that they felt that they were so big that they could host this guy talking about things like this on their platform and they would receive no repercussions for it. And so it's like they did a lot of African American women that really wanted to see them gone, who wanted to see them hurt, who wanted to see these people penalized, punished, and having a blow to their bank accounts for utilizing such hateful, demeaning, misogynistic commentary about Black women and making a profit off of it. So, you know, it's like, yeah, a lot of people may be celebrating, and listen, celebrate. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but had it not been for this, I don't believe that would have happened the way that it has happened. And so that's the thing with the J community and them standing up for what they feel is wrong has gotten them to this place. And listen, say what you will, but I guess they do hold a lot of cards and have a lot more power than a lot of African American women do. So by all means, what they have done has definitely seemed to have benefited and worked out for the greater good. But for these losers to think that these same people that were listening to them in passing or being passive about it, or maybe even active and sending a super chat or whatever from time to time to them on YouTube, are going to be able to have them making the money that they were making before when they were being monetized on YouTube. It's never going to happen in that way. So they can talk about, oh, well, we have these many people working with us, and if they don't work, then they don't eat. So they're dependent on this money, guys. You have to support. Well, it looks like you might need to start writing some pink slips, laying some people off, firing some people, because it's just not going to happen the way that it was before. So yeah, it looks like it may be the end of this chapter for them in the way that it was before. I'm not saying that they're going to be 100% silenced, but I said it before several times on this conversation, and I'm going to say it again. Just because the speech is free does not mean that it's not going to eventually going to cost you something. And yeah, it's cost them big time. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to talk about that. I know this is a little bit longer than I like to go, but I really wanted to play all of the things that they had said. And I didn't play like the last 4 minutes of it. But at any rate, if you want to go over there and check it out, you can. You don't have to worry about any commercials cutting in because they've been demonetized. So it is what it is, guys. But I just wanted to share my thoughts and views on it, why I feel like it really happened. And yeah, it looks like it has worked out in a lot of women's favor who really wanted to see them go. But there's nothing fresh and fit about them. I don't believe a word of any person saying that these two people saved their lives or help them to get a girlfriend or a wife, or made their wife shape up and get better about herself and do all of this and do all of that and start cooking and cleaning around the house. It's like, who are they? Who are they? I mean, I don't even really care to know their backgrounds. One of the guys, he looks like he looks like he's more Middle Eastern than black. He might be mixed with both. I don't really know. And then the other one, he just looks like a mush mouth, whatever, that feels more attractive than he looks because of the money that he was getting. But yeah, he looked really down and depressed. And yeah, looks like it's not going to be very easy for them moving forward. So I hope they enjoyed the years that they had, because I guess they said they started doing this in 2020. But at any rate, guys, I just thought it was something that I wanted to talk about in terms of why it really did happen. And I would love to know what you guys think about it. So you can let me know respectfully in the comment section. Listen, I'm not going back and forth with anybody because it's just not, they're not worth it, and it's just not worth it. So save the back and forths. It's not going to even be a back and forth, but save the windmilling in the comment section for these two clowns if that's what you're going to do, because you'll just get deleted and blocked. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it kind of brief, keep it beautiful. And now I'm going to say bye.